It is tax time, and as of yesterday, the IRS is ready for you to submit your taxes. CPA and CEO of Pierre Accounting, Eric Pierre, is with us here. Not a good thing to be waiting this year, right, Eric? Can you break all that down for us?
Oh man, thank you, Eric, for having me this morning. Yeah, it's not good. Part of the issue is the IRS announced last month that normally at the beginning of filing season they would have 1 million unprocessed returns.
Oof.
Well, right now they have 6 times as many. So expect for your tax return, particularly if you have a refund, to be delayed since they have 6 times the amount of returns that still need to be processed from last tax season.
Okay, so what is the quickest way for us if we are thinking we're going to get some money back? What's the quickest way to get a refund then?
Okay, one, if you're a parent and you got the advanced child tax credit, make sure that you cite that letter in your tax return, because if your return is delayed because of that, it could be delayed for months. If you do have a refund, you will want to make sure that you have refund direct deposited as well. And you will want to make sure that your return is really accurate, because if you have to call the IRS this year, they also announced that they've only been able to answer 1 out of 9 calls. And I would suggest that you strongly consider perhaps hiring a tax professional this tax season, since the IRS also said that this season will be the most difficult tax filing season ever.
I was just going to say, there's a lot of webs to untangle this year, and I've done my taxes on my own. I've had a CPA before. Personally, they definitely go on the CPA route, because this just seems like it's going to be complicated with the child tax stuff, with all of the other stimulus things going on, and there's just so many changes. That's your suggestion, right?
Correct. That, and also I forgot to mention, if you're getting a refund in part to the advanced child tax credit, which it wasn't free money, you do have to report that, and or the earned income credit, the IRS already announced they will not be sending out those refunds until February 15th, to make sure that whoever is making that claim is who they are, because there's been a lot of identity theft using the earned income credit and now the advanced child tax credit. So you want to get it in as soon as possible, because the IRS is willing to take some protective measures. As much as we don't trust them, they're trying to do the right thing for taxpayers so that somebody doesn't get your refund and you have to wait potentially additional 6 months to get it straightened out.
Not everyone got this child tax credit because it was all income based and everything. For those who aren't quite sure about this whole child tax credit thing, it was an advancement of the deduction that you would normally get. So you were going to get that. The parents that got it just got it a little earlier, right?
Yeah, the IRS decided to give you some money, but they expect you to report those advance payments if you qualified. Now, you may end up qualifying because your last tax return, you were over the income, but your income might have changed. It's also important to report it accurately, because you may be entitled to it because your income changed. So you want to do it accurately. And that's the thing that's going to be a big deal this year, is accuracy, because the IRS is so backed up. As you know, Charles Reddick begged for an extra $80 billion of funding from Congress. It's just, in the words of Charles Barkley right now, it's a little terrible with the IRS.
It's terrible, yeah. Yeah, and in fact, he probably has called this situation that. Get it done early. The deadline has actually changed this year, right? Because of what's going on in D.C.?
Yeah, so the deadline for 1040s is April 18th, because the 15th falls on the weekend and the 14th is a holiday. So it's April 18th of 2022 this year. So you got a little extra time. But again, I would get it done as early as possible. And if you're not sure what you're doing, please, hire a CPA or enrolled agent or a tax professional you trust, because, the rules have changed so much the last few years. It's getting very challenging for people, even tax professionals, to keep up with the constant changes.
People have been hearing about PPE and write-offs, and hey, can I write off all my wipes and my masks and my tests and all these things? Can you clear some of that up? Is there a certain amount threshold we need to meet?
Usually it's around $250, like for the teachers. And then if you have a business, you can write that off 100%. So I would definitely check with your tax professional on your particular situation. But teachers are allowed to write that off on their personal. And then business owners, you can write that out. Just like we've had to spend a lot on PPE the sanitizers and whatnot to keep everybody safe during this pandemic.
So they knew there was going to be some issues here. They knew they needed to get a jump start. The IRS did. So that's why they actually opened up things a little earlier than normal, right?
Yeah, because a year ago, it took until mid-February to start receiving returns. But this year, thankfully, they were able to open up around end of January like normal, even though nothing is normal right now.
And I was reading, Eric, that the deadlines to file and to have an extension the past 2 years were given because of the pandemic and kind of everything going on. But so far, no extension has been announced this year here, right? So what does that tell you?
None so far, but anything is possible, with the IRS. And, Congress is still debating tax law. Remember last year they had set certain deadlines, and then a few right before the original deadline, they did extend it. But I will not count it. If you need to file an extension, I will do it as soon as possible. And if you owe money, pay the IRS through their direct pay online system. And if you owe the refund, you don't have to worry about sending in any money. But if you need an extension, I would file it in as soon as possible.
Eric, we got to run here pretty quick, but a good time to mention, just watch out for fraud right now, right? I mean, emails saying, hey, I'll take care of your taxes. Just send me all your information. It should be a red flag.
Yeah, you should vet out your CPA and then also, or tax professional, excuse me. And one more thing, the IRS will never call you to discuss your tax return. They send correspondence written. So if you get a call from somebody pretending to be the IRS, hang up immediately. You're being scammed.
Yeah, good message there. Eric Pierre, always appreciate your time. I know you're going to be busy the next couple months, all right?
All right, man.
Hang in there.